The Transformation Implementation Unit, TIU, is at the forefront of creating groundbreaking projects geared at revolutionizing the public sector. But how is the public sector being transformed? Hi, I'm Shaquille Rochester Shorter, and welcome to Finance Matters. Joining us to discuss and tell us more about how TIU is transforming the public sector is Mrs. Maria Thompson Walters, Executive Director at the Transformation Implementation Unit. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow the Ministry of Finance on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, TikTok, and now Threads to see all the episodes and highlights. Mrs. Thompson Walters, thank you for being on our program today.
Thank you very much for having me, and please call me Maria.
All right, Maria, so since we're here, what are the objectives of the TIU?
TIU has one objective, which is the successful and effective implementation of projects geared towards transforming the public sector. We prefer to focus on outcomes. And so we have 6 outcomes that we're working towards. The first one is around customer service, and to make sure that we have an effective customer service culture in the public sector. And by that, we mean a customer service methodology that really has customers at the heart of it. So everything we're designing in the public sector, all our processes, all our policies, at the very beginning, start with customer. Okay. So customer service is not just front end, but starts at the back of the house and flows right through to the front of the house. We want to make sure that we have knowledge-based workers in the public sector. Work is evolving. All of our routine administrative tasks are becoming digitized, and we want to ensure that the public sector's workforce is trained, developed, and properly compensated. We are also interested in ensuring that we have an e-government transformation in the public sector. We have streamlined processes, which means if we are transforming the public sector and we're introducing technology, then our processes, our policies have also got to be streamlined to reflect that new way of working. Right now, the public sector is highly manual, as you know, so our policies are more geared towards that kind of work ethic. Now we want to ensure that when we are in the middle of our transformation, the processes that run the public sector, the policies that run the public sector are also being streamlined to support that type of transformation. We want to ensure that we have strong internal and external relationships. So ministry to ministry, ministry to public sector entity, ministry to agency, ministry to department, government to business, government to our international development partners. Those relationships are strong and are on a good foundation. And at the end of it, we want to ensure that we have a public administration that is innovative, productive, and efficient.
So Maria, in your outcomes, you touch on knowledge.
Yes.
And you also touched on innovation.
Yes.
How does the RUN project fit into this?
The RUN project is one that I am very excited about.
I can see.
Yes, I'm excited about the RUN project. And I'm excited because, you know, the traditional approach to training and to upskilling employees is to focus, yes, on employees, but on what the employer wants. The RUN program looks across the needs of the employer, the needs of the employee, and the future needs of the employer. So RUN is an acronym for reskilling, upskilling, and what we call new skilling. Let me start with the reskilling program. So the reskilling program focuses on the employee and what the employee would like to do. Doesn't have to be connected to your job, doesn't have to be connected to, you know, the ministry in which you work or the department or agency. Okay. It just needs to be what you want to be. So you can do business administration or you can do makeup artistry.
Wow.
So this is strictly for employees to acquire skills, whether it is for future plans down the road, or just something you've always been interested in doing. Every single employee in the public sector can go onto the TIU's website, publicsectortransformation.gov.jm, and apply for the reskilling program.
Okay.
Right. So upskilling, which is the U in our run, is all about the employee's career, and where it is that they want to go in that career.
Okay.
So the upskilling program, you have to apply before you can register.
Okay.
There's an application process for the upskilling program, because we have to ensure that what you want to do applies to your current job.
Okay.
Right. So it's really around acquiring skills for your future growth in that job. And the new skilling program is about acquiring skills that are used irrespective of where you work or what you do. So things like customer service skills or conflict management, those types of skills. And you have to be recommended by your HR department. That recommendation comes to us, that selection is done by your ministry. We just facilitate your enrollment in the new skilling program.
So Maria, let me see if I understand what's happening with the RUN project now. The R, reskilling, can register irrespective of your career path.
Correct.
The U, upskilling, you have to apply on TIU's website.
Yes.
And the N, new skilling, you have to be recommended by your employer.
Correct.
So, Maria, I want for you now to put into words for me what this really means for the public sector workforce.
Thank you for asking that question. So first of all, it's fully online. We have two partners, Academy Plus and Coursera.
Okay.
And it is completely managed by TIU with assistance from our two partners. Whatever time you have to dedicate to completing your courses, the whole setup is flexible so that you can work within the time that you have. So that's the first thing.
Okay.
The second thing, and the most important thing, is that we're about transformation.
Yes.
Which means that we're about change. Which means that we're changing how things work in the public sector. We're changing how you work in the public sector. But we can't just change how we work in the public sector without regards to the current workforce.
Yes.
And providing that workforce with the skills that they need in order to work in the new transformed public sector.
I agree.
So it's important, it's really important for employees to take advantage of this. And don't say we don't have the time. You know, I work from 8 in the morning and I don't leave work till 7 in the evening. It is so important that you acquire skills that will help you to work in the new paradigm.
Yes, and it's quite flexible.
Very flexible.
Let me ask you this. How many times can I apply? Is there a limit?
So for the reskilling, there is no limit. As I said, you can apply, however many times you want for however many courses you want to do.
Okay.
For upskilling, once you've been selected, you can choose the set of courses that you're doing. You have 6 months to complete your courses. You can apply again if you wish, and if you're successful again, you can do another set of courses. And for the new skilling, it's the same. You have a set time, 6 months, once you're selected, to complete the set of courses that you have applied for. This is not a program that we're going to run once. We're going to be running this program continuously over the next 5 years.
Wow, Maria, but we're at the end of our interview today. But before we go, quickly, tell us 3 things that we should remember about TIU.
3 things to remember about TIU. We are completely focused on implementing transformative projects.
Okay.
That is our single focus. The second thing, we are not transforming the public sector. We are working with the public sector to co-create our future.
I love that.
And the third thing, we are authentic in what we do. How we ask the public sector to operate is how we operate. We are right there beside you. We're not the consultants that are recommending and then you have to implement. We are right there beside the public sector. So those are the three things that I want you to remember about the TIU.
And on that note, Maria, thank you for coming on our program and telling us about the Transformation Implementation Unit.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on this episode of Finance Matters. Remember to follow us on social media at MOF Jamaica and tune in next week as we continue to demystify the economic and fiscal policies and initiatives implemented by the government to empower Jamaicans as we chart a path to Jamaica's economic prosperity.